Hi class, welcome to chapter 5.3, writing linear equations given 2 points. So in the first two sections, we've wrote equations of lines where we are given the slope. And in this lesson, you'll have to work to find that slope using our slope formula. So we know that our slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we're going to have to use that to find our slope, and then we're going to have to use that slope and one of the ordered pairs to find our y-intercept, then to write it into the y equals mx plus b formula. Okay, so here are the steps. Step 1, find the slope. Step 2, find the y-intercept. And then step 3, write an equation of that line. So let's take a look. We have 1, 6, and 3, negative 4. You know, in my mind, I always like to think about it and look at it. So we know that point's there. We know that 3 and negative 4 is right here. So we know that we're going to have a negative slope. Okay, so if we plug this in, negative 4 minus 6 over 3 minus 1, negative 10 over 2, which equals negative 5 over 1. Okay, so we found our slope. Now we're going to find our b. So we're going to select either point. Does not matter what point you select. So I can show you both. So remember, y equals mx plus b. So y, let's choose the first point. 6 equals my m, which is negative 5, times 1 plus b. So 6 equals negative 5 plus b. Add 5 over. b equals 11. So let's try it on the other one. Negative 4 equals negative 5 times 3 plus b. Negative 4 equals negative 15 plus b. Add 15 over. b equals 11. So we can see you do not have to do this. You just choose one of the points. I'm just showing you whether you select the first one or the second one, you'll still get the same b. So now we have our slope, we have our b. Now we can rewrite this in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so if you want to check your work, okay, you can go to 11. Okay, remember we're at 1, 6 here. But if you went up 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we know that it crosses the y-axis there. We go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. So those points that we were given are on that line, just to make sure that you have the right slope. Okay, so you can check your answer. So let's go over another one. Here's example 2, negative 3, 1, and 5, 5. Again, I like to double check to see where this is at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our first point's somewhere around there. And then negative 3, 1. It's right there. So we know we're going to have a positive slope. Okay, I like to visualize it. So we have 5 minus 1 over 5 plus 3, which equals 4 over 8, which equals 1/2. So we have a slope of 1/2. So now I'm only going to pick one point. Okay, so I'm going to choose, I like when problems have ones in them, so I'm going to choose this point here. So we know that it's y equals mx plus b. So y is 1, 3, oops, sorry, that's 1/2. times negative 3 plus b. So 1 equals, we know that a half times negative 3 is negative 1.5 plus b. Add 1.5 over. We know that b equals 2.5. And remember, your m we like to leave as a fraction, and your b can be left as a decimal. So when I rewrite this now, it's y equals 1/2 x plus 2.5. So if I went to 2.5, it would be about right here. If I went down 1, sorry, if I went down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. Now this one goes down a half, which would be right here, over 2, down a half over 2. So they use it, we do 1 over 2, rise over run. Sometimes they do this, where they do that, so they go down a half over 1, down a half over 1. Okay, so we'll find out that our points are on that line. Okay, so again, go through the steps, go back, make sure you have these down. This is very important, especially for your final, okay, of finding that. Okay, now the real world example. While you're working on a site that you're digging, you're an archaeologist, you find an upper leg bone, a femur, that belonged to an adult male. The bone is 43 centimeters long. In humans, femur length is linearly related to height. To estimate the height of a person, you can measure the femur and the height of the two complete adult males' skeletons found at that same excavation. So, we found a femur bone. We know it's 43 centimeters long. We're trying to find the height of that male. And they're saying that if we go back and find two other people at that same site where we found their height and their femur, okay, we can use that. So, for example, let's look at this. Here's person 1. Their femur was 40 centimeters and the height was 162 centimeters in height. The second person from that same site had a 45 centimeter femur and they were 173 in height. So they want us to find out the height of somebody that had a 43 centimeter long femur. So now, think about this. This two ordered pairs. Okay, so we have 40 and 162 and 45 and 173. Now I know that as the femur is longer in length, the taller the person will be. I'm not going to graph this one, so I can just go right to this. So 173 minus 162 would be 11 over 5. Okay. So now to find the b, it may help you to turn this into decimal. Sorry about that. That should be 2.2. 2.2. Alright, so turn into a decimal to find your b, and then when you rewrite it into slope-intercept form, you can turn that back into 11 over 5. So we have, let's choose one point. So let's say we have 162 equals 2.2 times 40 plus b. So 162 equals 88 plus b. Subtract 88. b equals 74. Okay, so that's our b, and here's our m. So we know that y equals 11 over 5 x plus 74. So we can use this formula now to find the length of anybody's femur, okay, to find out their height for this specific area that they were working on, they were excavating. So let's go back now. The person had a 43 centimeter femur. So X right here, okay, we know this is X and this is Y, so we can plug in 43 for X here and find out how tall this individual was. So we can already assume that more than likely, since 43 is in between 40 and 45, okay, his number should fall somewhere in between that. So if we do 2.2 times the 43, and then we add 74 to that, we know that this individual height was 168.6 centimeters. Okay, which fits in between here. So just make sure your information fits. Okay, so again, with the material that we're learning, that's what's going to be in the story problem. Okay, so use all the information you can. We had to create an equation first from the story problem to be able to find the height of this individual. So here's your homework. Just one question. The CAMP program charges a registration fee and a daily amount. If the total bill was $338 for 12 days, and the total bill for another camper was 506 days for 19 days. Oops. For some reason my question got cut off. So how much, this should be how much would it cost for 15 days? So think about 2 ordered pairs that you can get from the information that was given to you. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Go back and rewatch the video if you have any questions. And I hope to see you guys soon or email you soon with any updates going on with our family. So take care, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.